Hi students, good evening. CBSE class 12 chemistry sample question paper 2021 to 22 term 1 subject chemistry 043 class 12 time 90 minutes maximum marks 35 general instruction 1. The question paper contains 3 sections. 2. Section A has 25 questions. Attempt any 20 questions. Section B has 24 questions. Attempt any 20 questions. Section C has 6 questions. Attempt any 5 questions. D. All questions carry equal marks. There is no negative marking. Section A. This section consists of 25 multiple choice questions with overall choice to attempt any 20 questions. To attempt any 20 questions. In case more than desirable number of questions or attempt only, first 20 will be considered for evaluation. Question number 1. Which of the following statement is true? A. Melting point of phosphorus is less than that of nitrogen. B. Na2 is highly reactive while P4 is inert. C. Nitrogen shows higher tendency to catenation than P. D. N is weaker than P. Correct. The answer is option D. N is weaker than P. The reason other statements are incorrect as phosphorus has a higher melting point due to bigger size than nitrogen. Nitrogen is inert due to the formation of triple bonds and has a lower covalence due to non-availability of d orbit. Question number 2. Which of the following is a non-isotochimetric defect? A. Frankel defect. B. Chotic defect. C. Metal deficiency defect. D. Interstitial defect. Correct. The answer is option C, metal deficiency defect. Anion is missing from the lattice site. In Frank defect, the smaller ion occupies the interstitial sites, and a Scotchy defect, equal number of cations and anions are missing. Interstitial defect, an atom or molecule occupies in intestinal sites. So in these defects, the ratio of the positive and negative ions stoichiometric of solid is not disturbed in these 3. So the answer is option C. Now we see question number 3. Identify the law which is stated as: for any solution, the partial vapor pressure of each volatile component in the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction. Option A, Henry's law. B, Raoult's law. D, Dalton's law. D, Gay-Lussac's law. Correct. The answer is option B, Raoult's law. Option B, Raoult's law. Question number 4. The pink color of LiCl crystals is due to A. Scotchy defect, B. Frankel defect, C. Metal excess defect, D. Metal deficiency defect. Correct. The answer is option C. Metal excess defect, the formation of F centers. Question number 5. Which of the following isomers has the highest melting point? Option A 1, 2 dichlorobenzene. Option B 1,3 dichlorobenzene. Option C 1,4 dichlorobenzene. Option D all isomers have some same melting points. Correct. The answer is option C 1,4 dichlorobenzene. Para isomers are more symmetric and ortho and meta. Question number 6. Which of the following reaction is not explained by the open chain structures of glucose? Option A. The formation of beta-acetate of glucose with acetic anhydride. B. The formation of addition product with 2,4-DNP reagent. Option C. Silver mirror formation of two lengths reagent. D. Existence of alpha and beta forms of glucose. Correct. The answer is option D. Existence of alpha and beta forms of glucose. Question number 7. The Williamson's synthesis of preparing dimethyl ether is an option A. SN1 reaction, B. Elimination reaction, C. SN2 reaction, D. Nucleophilic addition reaction. Correct. The answer is option C. SN2 reaction. All oxide ion reacts with the primary alkyl halide in a single step to form ether. That means all oxide ion reacts with the primary alkyl halides in a single step to form ether. So the answer is SN2 reaction, option C. Question number 8. Chlorine water loses its yellow color on standing because option A. HCl gas is produced due to the action of sunlight. B. A mixture of HOCl and HCl is produced in the presence of light. Option C. HOCl and hydrogen gas is produced. Option D. A mixture of HCl and ClO3 is produced due to the action of sunlight. Correct. The answer is option B. A mixture of HOCl and HCl is produced in the presence of sunlight. The reaction is Cl2 gas plus H2OL gives HCl gas plus HOCl aqua. Correct. The answer is option B. Question number 9. During dehydration of alcohols to alkenes by heating with concentrated H2SO4, the initiation step is A. Protonation of alcohol molecule, B. The formation of carbocation, C. The elimination of water, D. The formation of an ester. Correct. The answer is option A. Protonation of alcohol molecule. Question number 10. Amorphous solids are A. Isotropic, B. Anisotropic, C. Isotopic, D. Isomeric. Correct. The answer is option A. Isotopic. The value of any physical property is same along any direction. Correct. Question number 11. Which of the following reactions is used to prepare salicylaldehyde? A. Cold reaction, B. Ettard reaction, C. Eimer-Tiemann reaction, D. Stephan reduction. Correct. The answer is C. Eimer-Tiemann's reaction. Cold reaction is used to prepare salicylic acid. Ettard reaction for benzaldehyde. Reimer-Tiemann reactions for salicylaldehyde and Stephens reduction for aldehyde. So the answer is option C, Reimer-Tiemann's reaction. Question number 12. Which of the following is an example of solid solution? A. Seawater. B. Sugar solution. C. Smoke. D. 22 karat gold. Correct. The answer is option D, 22 karat gold. It is an alloy, so solid in solid solution. Question number 13. The boiling points of alcohols are higher than those of hydrocarbons of comparable masses due to A. Hydrogen bonding, B. Ion dipole interaction, C. Dipole-dipole interaction, D. Van der Waals forces. Correct. The answer is option A. Hydrogen bonding. Alcohols form intermolecular hydrogen bonds. Correct. Question number 14. Which of the following has the lowest boiling point? A. H2O, B. H2S, C. H2SE, D. H2TE. Correct. The answer is option B, H2S. The boiling point increases down the group, but water forms strong hydrogen bonds, so has higher boiling point than H2S. Question number 15. Which of the following statement is correct? A. Fibrous proteins are generally soluble in water. B. Albumin is an example of fibrous proteins. C. In fibrous proteins, the structure is stabilized by hydrogen bonds and disulfide bonds. D. pH does not affect the primary structure of protein. Correct. The answer is option D. pH does not affect the primary structure of protein. Question number 16. The major product obtained on reaction of 3-phenylpropene with HBr in the presence of organic peroxide. Option E, 3-phenyl-1-bromopropane, B, 1-phenyl-3-bromopropane, C, 1-phenyl-2-bromopropane, D, 3-phenyl-2-bromopropane. Correct. The answer is option B, 1-phenyl-3-bromopropane, that is C6H5, CH2CH double bond CH2 plus HBr. The organic peroxide gives rise to C6H5 CH2 CH2 CH2Br anti-Markovnikov addition. Question number 17. Which of the following is a correct statement for C2H5Br? A. Option A. It reacts with the metallic Na to give the ethane. B. It gives the nitroethane on heating with the aqueous solution of AgNO2. C. It gives C2H5OH on boiling with alcoholic potash. Option D. It forms the diethyl thioether on heating with alcoholic KSH. Correct. The answer is option B. It gives nitroethane on heating with aqueous solution of AgNO2. C2H5Br reacts with the metallic Na to give the butane, gives ethane on boiling with alcoholic potash, and forms the C2H5SH thiol on heating with alcoholic KSH. The answer is option B only. Question number 18. Covalency of nitrogen is restricted to A2, B3, C4, D5. Correct. The answer is option C4. Covalency of nitrogen is restricted to 4 due to non-availability of d orbits. Question number 19. The solubility of gases in liquids decreases with rise in temperature because dissolution is an A. Endothermic and reversible process. B. Exothermic and reversible process. C. Endothermic and reversible process. D. Exothermic and irreversible process. The answer is option B. Exothermic and reversible process. According to Lee-Chatellier principle, solubility of gases in liquids decreases with rise in temperature. So the answer is option B. Question number 20. All the elements of group 15 show allotrophy except A. Nitrogen, B. Arsenic, C. Antimony, D. Bismuth. Correct. The answer is A. Nitrogen. Due to small size and high electronegativity, N single bond N is weak. Question number 21. Which of the following is a polysaccharide? And option A, glucose, option B, maltose, option C, glycogen, option D, lactose. Correct. The answer is option C, glycogen. It is a polymer of glucose. Question number 22. The substance having the lowest boiling point: A. Hydrogen, B. Oxygen, C. Nitrogen, D. Helium. Correct. The answer is option D, helium. He is a monoatomic and has low atomic mass. Question number 23. Lower molecular mass alcohols are: A. Miscible in limited amount of water, B. Miscible in excess of water, C. Miscible in water in all proportions, D. Immiscible in water. Correct. The answer is option C, miscible in water in all proportion. Lower molecular mass alcohols are available to form the hydrogen bonds with water. So the answer is option C, miscible in water in all proportion. Question number 24. The maximum oxidation state exhibited by chlorine is: A plus 1, B plus 3, C plus 5, D plus 7. Correct. The answer is option D, plus 7. Question number 25. In which of the following cases blood cells will shrink? A. When placed in water containing more than 0.9% mass per volume NaCl solution. B. When placed in water containing less than 0.9% mass per volume NaCl solution. C. When placed in water containing 0.9% volume per mass per volume NaCl solution. D. When placed in distilled water. Correct. The answer is option A. When placed in water containing more than 0.9% mass per volume NaCl solution. NaCl solution, because fluid inside blood cells is isotonic with 0.9% NaCl solution. So the answer is option A. Section B. This section consists of 24 multiple choice questions with overall choice to attempt any 20 questions. In case more than desirable number of questions are attempted, only 20 will be considered for evaluation. Question number 26. How much the ethyl alcohol must be added to 1 liter of water so that the solution will freeze at minus 14 degrees Celsius? Kef for water is equal to 1.86 degrees Celsius mole. Answer option is A, 7.5 mole, B, 8.5 mole, C, 9.5 mole, D, 10.5 mole. Correct. The answer is option A, 7.5 mole. Question number 27. Which reagents are required for one-step conservation of chlorobenzene to toluene? A. Option A, CH3Cl bar AlCl3, B. CH3Cl Na dry ether, C. CH3Cl bar Fe dark, D. NaNO2 bar HCl bar 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Correct. The answer is option B, CH3Cl Na dry ether. Question number 28. On partial hydrolysis, XeF6 gives A XeO3 plus 4HF, B Xe02F plus HF, C HeF4 plus H2, D Xe02F2 plus HF. Correct. The answer is option D, Xe02F2 plus 4HF. Question number 29. Which of the following statement is correct about sucrose? Which of the following statement is correct about sucrose? A. It can reduce Tollens reagent, however, cannot reduce the Feehling reagents. B. It undergoes mud rotation like glucose and fructose. C. It undergoes inversion in configuration of hydrolysis. D. It laboratory in nature. Correct. The answer is option C. It undergoes inversions in the configuration of hydrolysis. Question number 13. The phenol does not undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction easily due to A. Acidic nature of phenol, B. Partial double bond character of C single bond OH bond, C. Partial double bond character of CC bond, D. Insolubility of phenol oxide ion. Correct. The answer is option B. Partial double bond character of C single bond OH bond. The answer is option B. Question number 31. Which of the following has highest ionization enthalpy? A. Nitrogen, B. Phosphorus, C. Oxygen, D. Sulfur. Correct. The answer is A. Nitrogen. IE of N. Nitrogen is because of the smallest size in the group and completely half-filled P subshell. So the answer is option A. Nitrogen. Question number 32. Metal M ions form the ACCP structure. Oxide ions occupy off octahedral and off tetrahedral voids. What is the formula of oxide? A. MO, B. MO2, C. MO3, D. M2O3. Correct. The answer is D. M2O3. Question number 33. The reaction of toluene with Cl2 in the presence of FeCl3 gives X, while the off tolerance with Cl2 in the presence of light gives Y. Thus X and Y are A. X phenyl chloride, Y is O and P chlorotoluene, B. X is equal to M chlorotoluene, Y is equal to P single bond chlorotoluene, C. X is equal to 0 and P chlorotoluene, Y is equal to trichloromethylbenzene, D. X is equal to benzyl chloride, Y is equal to M chlorotoluene. Correct. The answer is option C. X is equal to 0 and P chlorotoluene and Y trichloromethylbenzene. The answer is option C. Question number 34. Ozone is an dash molecule and the two O bond length in ozone are 1 and 2. Fill that blanks. A. Linear 110 pm 148 pm, B. Angular 110 pm 148 pm, C. Linear 128 pm 128 pm, D. Angular 128 pm 128 pm. Correct. The answer is option D, angular 128 pm, 128 pm. Ozone is a resonance hybrid of two equivalent structures. So the answer is option D, angular 128 pm, 128 pm. Question number 35. Water retention or pure puffiness due to high salt intake occurs due to A. Diffusion, B. Vapor pressure difference, C. Osmosis, D. Reverse osmosis. Correct. The answer is option C. Osmosis. Question number 36. In the following reaction, identify A and B. Here they give A and B. Concentric nitric acid in the presence of acetic anhydride, C6H12O6, I think glucose. A, option A is equal to COOH CH24 single bond COOH. B, OHC single bond CHO COCH34 single bond CH2O COCH3. B, A is equal to COOH single bond CH24 single bond CHO. B, OHC single bond CHO COCH34 single bond CH2O COCH3. C, A is equal to OHC single bond CHO COCH3 single bond CH2O COCH3. B is equal to COOH single bond CH24 single bond CHO. D, A is equal to OHC single bond CHO COCH34 single bond CH2O COCH3. B is equal to COOH single bond CH24 single bond COOH. Correct. The answer is option D. A is OHC single bond CHO COCH34 single bond CH2O COCH3. B is equal to COOH single bond CH24 single bond COOH. Correct. The answer is option D. Question number 37. In lake test for Al3 plus ions, there is a formation of colored floating lake. It is due to A. Absorption of litmus by AlOH4 minus, I think minus. B. Absorption of litmus by AlOH3. C. Absorption of litmus by AlOH4, I think minus. D. Absorption of litmus by AlOH3. Correct. The answer is option D. Absorption of litmus by AlOH3. In the lake test for Al3 plus ion, there is a formation of colored floating lake. In lake test for A3 plus ions, there is a formation of colored floating lake due to the absorption. So the answer is option D. Absorption of litmus by AlOH3. Correct. Question number 38. A unit cell of NaCl has 4 formula units. Its edge length is 0.50 nm. Calculate the density if molar mass of NaCl is equal to 58.5 g mole. Option A 1 g centimeter cube, B 2 g per centimeter cube, C 3 g per centimeter cube, D 4 g per centimeter cube. Correct. The answer is option C 3 g centimeter cube. Question number 39. Which one of the following are correctly arranged on the basis of the property indicator? A. I2 less than Br2 less than F2 less than Cl2. Increasing the bond isolation association enthalpy. B. H2O greater than H2S less than H2TE less than H2SE, increasing acidic strength. C. NH3 less than N2O less than NH2OH less than N2O5, increasing the oxidation state. D. BiH3 less than SpH3 less than AsH3 less than pH3 less than NH3, increasing the bond angle. Correct. The answer is option D. BiH3 less than SpH3 less than AsH3 less than pH3 less than NH3, increasing bond angle. So this is the correct order. So the answer is option D. Question number 40. What would be the reactant and reagent used to obtain 2,4-dimethyl pentanthreol? A. Propanol and propyl magnesium bromide. B. 3-methyl-butanol and 2-methyl magnesium oxide. Option C. 2-dimethyl propan 1 and methyl magnesium iodide. D. 2-methylpropanol and isopropyl magnesium iodide. The B also magnesium iodide. Correct. The answer is option D. 2-methylpropanol and isopropyl magnesium iodide. Correct answer is option D. Question number 41. O-hydroxyl benzyl alcohol when reacted with the PCl3 gives the product as IUPAC name. A. O-hydroxy benzoyl chloride. 2. B. 2-chloromethylphenol. C. O-chloromethylchlorobenzene. D. 4-hydroxymethylphenol. Correct. The answer is option B. 2-chloromethylphenol. Question number 42. Which of the following statement is true? A. Amino is the weakest reducing agent and strongest base among group 15 hydrides. B. Ammonia is the strongest reducing agent as well as the strongest base among group 15 hydrides. C. Ammonia is the weakest reducing agent as well as the weakest base among group 15 hydrides. D. Ammonia is the strongest reducing agent and weakest base among group 15 hydrides. Correct. The answer is option A. Ammonia is the weakest reducing agent and strongest base among group 15 hydrides. Question number 43. Identify the secondary alcohols from the following step. Here 1. CH3, CH2, CHOH, CH3. 2. C2H53, COH3. This is the hexagon bond OH. 4. Hexagon bond OH CH3. Options are A 1 and 4, B 1 and 3, C 1 and 2, D 1, 3 and 4. Correct. The answer is option A 1 and 4. Question number 44. Alkenes decolorize bromine water in the presence of CCl4 due to the formation of A. Allyl bromide, B. Vinyl bromide, C. Bromoform, D. Vincenal dibromide. Correct. The answer is option D. Vincenal dibromide. CH2 double bond CH2 plus Br2 gives rise to Br-CH2 single bond CH2Br. Correct. The answer is option D. Vincenal dibromide. Question number 45. This is an assertion recursion questions. Question number 45. Given below are the two statements labeled as assertion A and reason or. Assertion A. Electron gain enthalpy of oxygen is less than that of fluorine, but greater than of nitrogen. Reason. Ionization enthalpies of elements follow the order nitrogen greater than oxygen greater than fluorine. Select the most appropriate answer from the options given below. A. Both A and or are true. Or is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and or are true, but or is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, but or is false. D. A is true. A is false, but or is true. Correct. The answer is C. A is true, but or is false. Question number 45. The answer is C. Option C. A is true, but or is false. Ionization enthalpies of element follow the order of fluorine, greater than nitrogen, greater than oxygen. The assertion is correct, the reason is incorrect. So C, A is true and but or is false. Question number 46. Assertion reception questions given below are two statements labeled as assertion and reasons. Assertion A. Alkyl halides are insoluble in water. Reason. Alkyl halides have halogen attached to sp3 hydrate carbon. Select the most appropriate answer from the options given below. A. Both A or A and or are true. Or is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and or are true, but or is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, but or is false. D. A is false, but or is true. Correct. The answer is option B. Both A and or are true, but or is not the correct explanation of A. Here, both are correct. Alkyl halides are insoluble in water because they are unable to form the hydrogen bonds with water or break the pre-existing hydrogen bonds. So the answer is option B. Both A and or are true, but or is not the correct explanation of A. Question number 47. Given below are the two statements labeled as assertion A and reason or. Assertion A. The molarity of the solution changes with the temperature. Reason or molarity is a colligative property. Select the most appropriate answer from the options given below. A. Both A and or are true. Or is the correct explanation of A. B. Both or and or B. Both A and or are true, but or is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, but or is false. D. A is false, but or is true. Correct. The answer is option C. Assertion molarity of solution changes with the temperature is correct, but the reason molarity is colligative property is incorrect. So, molarity means to express the concentration. It is not a physical property. So, the answer is option C. A is true, but or is false. Question number 48. Given below are the two statements labeled as assertion A and reason or. Assertion A. SO2 is reducing while TeO2 is an oxidizing agent. Reason. Reducing property of dioxide decreases from SO2 to TeO2. Select the most appropriate answer from the options given below. A. Both A and or are true, and or is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and or are true, but or is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true, but or is false. D. A is false, but or is true. Correct. The answer is option A. Assertion SO2 is reducing while TuO is an oxidizing agent is correct. Reason, reducing property of dioxide decreases from SO to TuO2, correct, and the reason for assertion. So the answer is A, both. For question number 48, the answer is option A. Both A and or true. Or is the correct explanation of A. Question number 48, 49. Sorry, question number 49. Given below are the two statements labeled as assertion A and reason or. Assertion A, cryoscopic constant depends on nature of the solvent. Reason or cryoscopic constant is universal constant. Select the most appropriate answer from the options given below. Correct. The answer is option C. For question number 49, the answer is option C. A is true but or is false. Here the cycloconstant depends on nature of the solvent is correct. The reason cryoscopic constant is a universal constant is incorrect. So the cryoscopic constant varies with the type of solvent. So the answer is option C. A is true but or is false. Option C. Section C. This section consists of 6 multiple choice questions with an overall choices to attempt any 5. In case more than desirable number of questions are attempted, only first 5 will be considered for evaluation. Question number 50. Match the following. 1, 2. Amino acid. A. Protein. Thiamine. B. Nucleic acid. 3. Insulin. C. DNA. 4. Phosphorodiester linkage. D. Zetter ion. V. 5. Uracil. Which of the following is the best matched option? A. IA 1A 5D 3C 4B. B. 1D 2C 3A 4B. C. 1D 5D 3A 4B. D. 1A 2C 3D 4B. Correct. The answer is option B. 1D 2C 3A 4B. Correct. The answer is option B. Amino acids forms proteins and exist as zeta ion. Thiamine is a nitrogenous base in DNA. Insulin is a protein. Phosphorodiester linkage is found in nucleic acid. So also in DNA, and uracil is a nitrogenous base found in RNA, which is the nucleic acid. So the answer is option B. 1D 2C 3A 4B. Question number 51. Which of the following analogies is correct? A. Nitrogen 1s2 2s2 2p3. Argon 1s2 2s2 2p6. B. Carbon maximum components hexane no compounds. C. XeF2 linear. ClF3 trigonal planar. D. Helium meteorological observation. Argon metallurgical processes. Correct. The answer is option D. Helium metallurgical observations. Argon metallurgical process. Correct. The answer is option D. Question number 52. Complete the following analogy. Same molecular formula but different structures. A. Non-superimposable mirror images. B. A isomers. B. Enantiomer. B. A. Enantiomer. B. Racemic mixture. Option C. A. Stereoisomers. B. Retention. D. A. Option D. A. Isomers. B. Stereoisomers. Correct. The answer is option A. A. Isomers. B. Enantiomer. Correct. Isomers have the same molecular formula but different structure. Enantiomers are non-superimposable mirror image. So the answer is option A. A. Isomers. B. Enantiomers. Case 1. Read the passage given below and answer the following question 53 to 55. Early crystallographers had trouble solving the structures of inorganic solids using X-ray diffraction because some of the mathematical tools for analyzing the data had not yet been developed. Once a trial structure was proposed, it was relatively easy to calculate the diffraction pattern, but it was difficult to go the other way from diffraction pattern to the structure. If nothing was known a priori about the arrangement of atoms in the unit cell, it was important to develop some guidelines for guessing the coordination number and bonding geometries of atoms in crystals. The first such rules was proposed by Linus Pauling, who considered how one might pack together oppositely charged spheres of different radii. Pauling proposed from geometric consideration that the quality of fit depended on the radius ratio of the anion and the cation. If the anion is considered as the packing atom in the crystal, then the smaller cation fills the interstitial sites holes. Cations will find arrangements in which they can be contact the largest number of anions. If the cation can touch all of its nearest neighbor anions, then its fit is good. If the cation is too small for a given site, that the coordination number will be unstable and it will prefer a lower coordination structure. The table below gives the ranges of cation-anion radius that gives the best fit for the given coordination geometry. Coordination number geometry P is equal to R cation by R anion. 2. Linear 0 to 0.155. 3. Triangular 0.155 to 0.225. 4. Tetrahedral 0 to 225 to 0.414. 4. Square planar 0.414 to 0.732. 6. Octahedral 0.414 to 0.732. 8. Cubic 0.732 to 1.0. 12. Cube octahedral 1.0. Here is a question. Question number 53. The radius of Ag plus ion is 126 pm and of I ion is 216 pm. The coordination number of Ag plus ion is option A 2, B 3, C 6, D 8. Correct. The answer is option C 6. Question number 54. A solid AB has a square planar structure if the radius of cation A plus is 120 pm and calculate the maximum possible value of anion B minus. Option A 240 pm, option B 270 pm, option C 280 pm, option D 290 pm. Correct. The answer is option D 290 pm. Question number 55. A good fit is considered to be one where the cation can touch A. all of its nearest neighbor anions, option B. most of its nearest neighbor anions. Option C, some of its nearest neighbor anions. Option D, none of its nearest neighbor anions. Correct. The answer is option A, all of its nearest neighbor anions. Option A is the correct answer. Thank you, students. All the best for your chemistry exams.